Tonight on Live at 5, we bring you live team coverage
to get you in the know ahead of a winter weather advisory.
I share expert tips on how to avoid frostbite and hypothermia.
I will break down safety tips for drivers traveling this weekend.
And I share how locals are preparing for winter conditions.
Live at 5 starts now.
Live from your local news leader. You're watching KQ2 News live at 5 p.m.
Good evening. Thank you for watching Live at 5. I'm Mary Grace Rice.
And I'm Storm Tracker Chief Meteorologist Mike Bracciano. I tell you what, Mary Grace, a lot has happened.
We're here.
A lot has happened, and we've got team coverage, as you've just seen right there, and we're tracking this storm as it's starting to make its way towards us. We want to take you right outside, take a look at our Reed Autoplaza camera right now. Clouds look pretty interesting as that storm is starting to make its way into the area, and you'll kind of notice this little ripple in the storms and the clouds that we have right here. That's telling us that this is starting to make its way towards us. Now, we're looking at the radar, and you can see that the first part of the storm is starting to get its act together just down to the south and west of us. You go a little bit further down and you'll see where that freezing rain and ice. Good news is we're not getting any of that in our area. So we're going to be tracking this area right in here for that chance for some snow for us. Big change. We've gone from a winter storm warning to a winter weather advisory. We'll talk about what that means for us, all coming up. Mary Grace?
Thanks, Mike. In KQ2's live team coverage tonight, experts warn frostbite and hypothermia can strike within minutes. Our own Tamaya Bracey is live to tell us about the warning signs and how to stay safe. Hey, Tamaya.
Hey Mary Grace, it's freezing out here, and I'm in downtown St. Joseph, and I did put on a little bit extra layers today because freezing cold temperatures can have a big impact on the body.
Bitter cold temperatures are expected this weekend, making it important to protect yourself from the cold. According to the American Heart Association, when exposed to the cold, the body can lose heat faster than it's produced. Christy Billings, interim clinic supervisor, says shivering is the body's first line of defense against freezing temperatures.
It tries to keep the internal organs warm, so the shivering causes your body to try to build its own heat supply.
Billings says it's a good sign when your body is shivering.
When you stop shivering is when you should be concerned. That means the body's no longer in response to the cold. That's when you probably need to seek medical attention.
Billings says there are several signs of frostbite and hypothermia.
Numbness, cold, some burning, losing color in your hands or feet or face, any confusion or delayed like slurred speech, those all are signs that you could be having hypothermia or frostbite.
Billings says frostbite and hypothermia can develop quickly.
Depending on your body, between 5 and 30 minutes, it's all different for each person, so it doesn't take very long for those to occur.
Now, when we are experiencing freezing temperatures like today, it is so important to dress in layers and make sure your outer layer is always the biggest.
Billings says staying indoors is the most effective way to protect yourself from the cold.
Making sure they're not staying outside long. If they have to be out there, make sure that if they're traveling, they keep supplies with them to keep warm, or if they're going to have to be outside, that they frequently visit inside and get warm and then go back out. Don't stay out too long.
Now, if you do plan going outside this weekend, please make sure you bundle up so you can avoid getting frostbite or hypothermia. Live in downtown St. Joseph, Tamaya Bracey, KQ2 News. Back to Mary Grace.
Thank you to Maya for bracing those temperatures. With freezing temperatures here, we want to remind residents about warming centers and emergency shelters in St. Joseph. Warming center locations in St. Joseph include the St. Joseph Public Libraries, the Rolling Hills Library, and the Salvation Army. Emergency shelters in the city are Community Missions My Brother's House, the Salvation Army Booth Center, and the YWCA shelter. For a full list of times, visit our website, KQ2.com. With cold temperatures and winter weather expected this weekend, drivers are being urged to prepare before heading out. KQ2's Prajakta Ghosh joins us live from a parking lot to give us some tips that drivers should follow while traveling. Hey Praji, what should we know?
Yes, Mary Grace. So it is advised to stay off the road this weekend. But if you have already made some travel plans, then please make sure to have some sort of safety gear or emergency kit in your car. I sat down to spoke with the spokesperson, Nick Chaveria from AAA Batteries, and take a look at what advice he had to share as far as car preparations go.
The number one reason that people call AAA for roadside assistance during the winter months are for dead or disabled batteries.
Nick Chaveria says extreme cold makes it harder for cars to start, and that catches a lot of people off guard. Another big issue, many drivers don't travel with a winter emergency kit. He recommended people to travel with a bag of abrasive materials like food items or emergency chargers or some form of safety kit in your car.
Likewise, a snow shovel, ice scraper, or snow brush are always great to have on hand.
He also says many simple items like salt or kitty litter can make a huge difference, helping one regain traction on icy roads. But that's not all. He adds that warm blankets, coats, gloves, and mittens are must-haves for anyone riding along. So what should one do if gets stuck on the road? He says it is wise to stay inside your car when something like that happens because people are more likely to notice your car than you. If you do run the car while waiting for help, he says safety comes first.
You want to make sure to clear any snow or ice periodically from your tailpipe to make sure that it's not trapping exhaust fumes.
He also recommends conserving fuel, running the car for a few minutes at a time, then turning it off since it's easy to run low during winter conditions. Okay, he also mentions to make sure to keep an eye out on your tires because they tend to lose 1 pound of air pressure for every 10-degree drop in the temperature. Live here in St. Joseph, I am Prajakta Ghosh, KQ2 News.
That reminds me I need to air up my tires. Thank you, Prajakta. The St. Joseph Police Department issued a reminder on Facebook ahead of anticipated winter weather this weekend. It says the city's emergency snow ordinance will be implemented when conditions require it. Phase 1 is declared during the first snowfall and remains in effect all winter and requires all vehicles have all-season tires, snow tires or chains, or face ticketing. Phase 2 is declared after 2 inches or more of snow. It requires all vehicles be moved from emergency snow routes within 2 hours of that declaration. You can see a map of those on your screen. Vehicles not moved in time are subject to towing. We'll have the Phase 2 announcement when it happens, so make sure to stay tuned to KQ2 or check out our website, KQ2.com. If you have our app, make sure you have notifications on. We'll let you know as soon as Phase 2 is declared. And with freezing temperatures on the way this weekend, locals are stocking up on essentials. Carter Ostermiller joins us live to detail a few of those essentials. Carter, what did you find out?
Hello, Mary Grace. Yeah, it's a very important time to be preparing for this weather. It's going to be single-digit degrees this weekend, and on Saturday we're expecting some snow. So, it's important to have things like a shovel to be, shoveling the snow, your sidewalks, your driveways, and a bucket of salt here, for the ground. Get rid of that ice, get rid of that snow. You don't want to be slipping and falling. I went out to Ace Hardware here, the Westlake Ace Hardware. I spoke to store official Thomas Howell to learn how people can buy and prepare for these winter elements. And not only that, but what he was also seeing them buy as well. Check it out.
Just making sure that you're prepared, having batteries, gloves, hand warmers. We have a large selection of disposable as well as rechargeable. Ice melt, making sure you keep your sidewalks and everything safe, and you can also keep some of that in your vehicle.
Yeah, and you know, it's not just the typical wearing your gloves, wearing a jacket, getting a shovel, and getting some salt. When you're traveling, you might need spare tires, jumper cables, and anything else like a full tank of gas to prepare for what's to come this weekend. Reporting live from downtown St. Joseph, I'm Carter Ostermiller.